everyone, welcome to Superbooth 25. We're here since yesterday already, and we already saw some great shows from Mathew, Jonson and Jacko and some others, and already discovered some great new brands I didn't know before. And yeah, I don't want to talk that much at this point. I just want to give you an overview and try to catch the vibe of this beautiful fair thing here. And yeah, so come with us.
Hi.
We're here at the Bela booth. Bela is from Berlin, is right?
Bela is a company that is in London, but has people all over the world, basically.
Okay.
We have someone in Colombia, in France, in Spain,
so
in Italy,
okay.
and here in Berlin.
Okay, nice. So and you got Eurorack modules here?
Yes, this is also so this little booth here outside is a kind of a joint venture between Bela and Chair Audio from Weimar.
Okay.
And we are showing here different modules and giving people the opportunity with the headphones to spend a little intimate time with the modules.
Yeah.
Here we have the Ilse, a DIY synth voice, nice fun to build and makes nice acid sounds.
DIY means what? You can solder it?
Yes,
or
you can solder it yourself. The kit was done by Bifaco for us. They do all the kitting.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's a fun build, and it's also affordable, €100 before tax.
Oh, nice.
And here we have a new thing that we finally is now in pre-sale, the analog waveguide. It's a really complex module that has 2 delay lines and a rotation mixing of them in between. And this is cool because then you can do resonator patches that work and can simulate stuff like drums, membranes, cymbals, metal plates, all these really weird and awesome sounds.
Yeah, nice. Resonators are always fun to play with. Nice one.
And you can even play it here with a keyboard. Like it's CV pitch, and it really is. It almost feels like a standalone synth.
Okay, so this module is the whole complete voice?
It's a complete voice. What you need is a kind of a impulse shaper that's very useful. In this case, it's a kind of a bandpass filter, 2-pole bandpass filter to make this initial ping. To feed into the resonator.
Nice.
And of course, we have from Bela here the Gliss modules. Here.
Oh, this looks interesting.
To control the parameters in the synth. And finally, here's another step for the
And this whole table one big patch, or is it?
No, it's a separate.
Okay.
And the last thing we show here is the result of a research project we made. We have a string that is a microphone.
Oh, nice.
Along the whole axis, so you don't need any pickup or something. The string is the pickup.
Can you apply this to a normal bass or a guitar or something?
Not yet. That's why Christoph Noe built this special instrument for us.
Nice one.
But with the right adapter and stuff, this might be possible.
So you're working on that?
We're working on that, yes.
Nice. Cool. Your name is?
Max.
Max. Thank you, Max.
so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
Oh, don't stop. Just such a great setup with this box and the PC. Thanks.
And cut his finger so that he doesn't do microsurgery.
So I'm here with Jacob from Torso Electronics, and he's going to tell us about the S4 and the new update which is coming.
Yeah. So hello, this is the S4. We call it a sculpting sampler. It has 4 tracks, and it's a sampler that's really about mangling audio, being creative with your source material, and getting some nice surprises along the way. There's 4 tracks, and per track we have this device chain up here. So the first one being your source material. We can load in a sample, play that back. We have a granular engine over here to make some fun granular stuff. There's a filtering section, which is a morphing filter bank with
the granular synth have a random kind of modulation source?
Yeah, so there's random rates and random size on per grain. But also there's a modulation system on top where you can tweak any of the parameters to get completely crazy. But yeah, the filter, it has 48 bands that you can resonate. It has some fun animating stuff, morphing stuff on the individual bands. Here we have some compression, some bit crushing, stuff like this. And then lastly we have reverb and delay. And there's 3 ways of using it. So this is one way, you load in a sample, you play that back, you loop that. Another way is to go to poly mode, load a sample as well, and then use an external keyboard to play it as an 8-voice polyphonic sampler.
But it has an inbuilt sequencer?
No sequencer.
No sequencer?
No
okay,
sequencer.
Okay. So I have to trigger it from
You have to
outside.
trigger it from a keyboard, or external sequencer, or your DAW or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the third mode is just bypassing that completely and using external inputs for live processing. Yeah. And 4 tracks means that you can do any mix of that, so you can have 2 with live input and 1 with poly and so forth, right? Yeah.
And what's new about the 2.1?
So a 2.0 update has scene.
2.0,
Yeah, no. It has scene, which is 128 scenes for complete parameter and sample recall. So you can make arrangements and live sets, stuff like this. And then we have Perform, which is a global macro control hub to control any of the parameters on the device and make fun combinations. And then there's Temp to, you can double tap Temp, make changes, press Temp again to snap back. So it's a performative feature.
Nice. Yeah.
You can also hold Temp and do the same, right? And let go. So that's the new things. We also have a streaming device, disk, which allows you to load samples of any length, and you can stream it directly from disk, and much more. So a lot of bug fixes and a lot of the update will be available in about 2 weeks after Superbooth here, and yeah. So we're doing the beta testing right now, and yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Jacob.
Thank you very much.
can only go out, of course, in stereo, right? So I have to recordings track by tiny.
Oh, you're talking about putting it into Ableton?
So finally, I'm here with Thomas from Elektron, and I'm sure a lot of you are waiting for this. So Thomas, what's about it?
Right, so this is Overbridge for the iPad. It's something that we haven't had any official release of it. It's something we try out here at the booth to see what people think about it. We get basically an official beta, public beta in the Superbooth that we get some information and see how people like it. It's something we have in development, but haven't decided if and when we're releasing it. But it seems to work pretty well. It's basically Overbridge for the iPad. Overbridge is, of course, the big system that you can make you send multi-channel audio from any of the Elektron boxes to a computer normally. You have a plugin to visualize your settings. You have a big UI of all the parameters, and you can edit parameters on the device and see it on the screen. And you also have a latency compensation. That is the plugin, and we're not showing the plugin here. Now we're showing the streaming only, which is kind of the main part of Overbridge here, the important thing. It's about streaming many channels of audio to in this case, the iPad. And so this is a regular iPad, it's the iPad Pro. This system needs M processors, so it needs like some newer processors, like newer iPads like iPad Air from 2022 and so on, which is something because of how Apple has made this driver system. So this is a regular iPad Pro, one of the first models, so the simple one. I can show you here that if I start playing a track, you can see on the screen here that all the channels from Digitone is going into the system. We have 16 channels for the audio tracks. We have the mains, delay, reverb, chorus, the external input, which is 21 stereo tracks, basically 42 mono tracks going into the system. But at the same time, I have a USB hub, so it's connected to this syntact over here and the rhythm over there. And I can actually select directly here on the screen, analog rhythm. Now I see that one, that's parameters. I can go syntax, and if there were any sound there, it will appear here. Yes. So, but let's focus on the Digitone here because we have it in front of us here. This is basically just showing what's happening on the driver. But we see this is presented to the system as 3 different audio sound cards. So these sound cards can then be used in any app within the iPad. So let's open up Logic, for example. This is Logic, regular Logic for iPad, and I have set it up so you can see that the Digitone 2 is the input device. The output is the speaker. I can actually even send things now to rhythm or to the syntax, but let's hear something, so I think the speaker is good in this case. Then you can see that this track has the Digitone 2 tracks on it. And if I arm that one and continue to arm the other ones, many tracks, and I can play from this device, and everything is now streamed into here. And so you could use it as a live tool, adding effects, reverbs, soft synths, all kinds of things, or you can multi-track it. So let's do that. Let's just put on recording here. So now I'm recording and all the channels recorded. I can even add soft synths and play them from the device because it has a built-in MIDI interface as well.
So I could use this in a kind of DAW-less setup with Elektron boxes to mix each and every single track.
Yes, and in that case I would probably use this tool called AUM. I don't know if you are using it.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, it's like a modular mixer, So you can add tracks per track, and then you see, I want Digiton track 20 on that one. I add some audio units, reverbs, process it, send it through some channel, and you can build like your mixer here.
That's pretty awesome. I think a lot of people are waiting exactly for this.
It seems to be very popular by seeing the feedback we get here, and we're happy with it. We think it's great, but we want to have some testing, and we want to see how it works in practice.
So is it still in beta, or when does it get officially released?
Yeah, we haven't decided anything about that yet. We will see if or when we will release it, depending on the state and how much work it will be to get it to be in that state we want. But we'll see. We will get back about this.
Okay. And does it get released as an iPad app, which costs extra, or is it part of Overbridge?
We haven't even decided those things. So the first thing is now to just make sure that the technical application is working, the driver is working, and then we'll see what is the best way to distribute this.
Thanks, Thomas. Really interesting. So I'm here with Walker from Make Noise, and he's showing us the polymaths. Tell us about it.
Thanks for coming. The Polymaths is a new module that we're introducing as part of a series of modules we're calling the New Universal Synthesizer System. These are modules including the multimod and jumbler already, and with more to come, that are taking the idea of analog control over a multi-channel or multi-voice electronic instrument, and the general concept of from one comes many. So in the case of the Polymaths, it's an 8-channel function generator, 8 channels that are controlled by a single set of controls. So there's a few different ways to activate these 8 channels. The most simple way is with the default channel index mode, where each time I use the span control to select a channel, we'll have a different channel will be activated and generate a function at its output. So, and the function can be simple or complex. We'll show briefly how the functions are actually generated and what makes them up. So if I patch a gate to the activate input, send a gate to it, I'm going to generate a function at the selected output, and the function is controlled by two sets of control, or this general set of controls from the left to the right here. The controls on the left here are rise, fall, and curve, derived from those same controls on the original maths module that we've made for a long time. So as with other function generators, we can make it longer, shorter, different shapes. But what we've added now is also a modulation or audio oscillator on the right side. The modulation oscillator, if we turn to the left, it will add an additional oscillation whose rate we can control with the rate nub, and also whose shape we can control from a saw to a triangle to a ramp. Now, if we generate this same function with this same set of controls on any given channel, it's going to generate the same function on any channel that we send it to. And so all 8 channels are controlled by that same set of controls. We can also deviate from those controls using the spread parameter. The spread parameter reads the position of the various attenuverters and changes the different channels based on where they are in line. So for example, if I cycle all my channels pretty fast here, we can see them all going at their own rate. I'm going to spread the fall time so that when I turn spread to the rightmost channels start to cycle and have a longer fall time. If I turn it to the leftmost channels have a longer fall time. And this spread affects all 5 of the parameters on the bottom. So once we spread everything, we start to get pretty different shapes on each of the outputs. Now, in addition to the channel index mode, we can activate the polymaths in this other mode called round. In this mode, instead of activating the selected channel, we're just going to activate the next channel with each new gate so that it moves along in sequence. Now I can use the span control now to set how many channels it's going to jump. I have it set to 1, it goes to every channel. I set it to 2, it goes to every second channel. 3, every third channel, and so forth. And if we patch a clock into activate, this will allow us to generate patterns of different channels being activated, like sequencing. And when this happens, we're still able to use spread to change up the channels alongside each other if we like. Generate simple or complex. If we span to the left, it goes the opposite direction, etc. So if we want to do any kind of modulation of span, we can get lots of different kinds of patterns coming out here. Yeah.
Super nice.
Yeah. Would you like to hear more, or are you ready to rock? Okay. Yeah, okay, great. Well, thanks for coming by the booth, and I hope you have a great time.
Thanks for the presentation.
Thanks very much.